is this thing that builds our dreams, yet slips away from us? Who wants to live forever? Who wants to live forever? I walked across an empty land and knew the pathway like the back of my hand. I felt the earth beneath my feet, sat by the river and it made me complete. Oh, simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old, I need something to rely on. When marimba rhythms start to play, dance with me, make me sway like a lazy ocean hugs the shore. Hold me close, sway me more, like a flower bending in the breeze. Bend with me, sway with ease. When we dance, you have a way with me. Stay with me, sway with me. Turn down the light and turn down the bed and turn down these voices inside my head. Lay down with me and tell me no lies. Just hold me close, don't patronize. When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. When the evening shadows and the stars appear and there's no one there to dry your tears, I could hold you for a million years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I could never do you wrong. I've known it from the moment that we met. No doubt in my mind where you belong. But I'm in the trees, I'm in the breeze, my footsteps on the ground. You'll see my face in every place, but you can't catch me now. Through the waiting grass, the months will pass, you'll see me all around. I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere, but you can't catch me now. No, you can't catch me now. Love, love is a verb. Love is a doing word. Fearless on my breath, gentle impulsion shakes me, makes me later. Fearless on my breath, teardrop on the fire. Fearless on my this is the end. Hold your breath and count to 10. Feel the earth move, and then hear my heart burst again. When you were here before, I couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so very special, but I'm a creep, and I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here, and that's what's going on. Nothing's fine, I'm torn, I'm all out of faith, and this is how I feel. I'm cold and I am shamed, lying naked on the floor. Illusion never changed into something real. I'm wide awake and I can see the perfect sky is torn. You're a little late, I'm already torn. Pull you underneath the slumber, into the light before the thunder. Tell me, is there any wonder about where we stand? Little honey in the summer, fell in love with Hunter, but I can't help this. I see the parties and the diamonds sometimes when I close my eyes. 6 months of torture you sold, some forbidden paradise. I loved you truly. You gotta laugh at the stupidity, 'cause I've made some real big mistakes. You make the worst one look fine. I should have known it was strange. You only come out at night. I used to think I was smart. You made me look so naive. The way you sold me for parts as you sunk your teeth into me. Oh, bloodsucker, fame. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with a song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
Good afternoon, my beautiful beans, and welcome to the Sunday afternoon stream. I've missed you all so much an unbelievable amount, and I am so excited to be back with you again today. Now, not to come in with an immediate drama, but Beaver Baz, this is the situation with camera number 3. It's disappeared. It's gone into oblivion. She's left the building. She doesn't want to be here. Just FYI, that's why it looked kind of like I was just doing it on purpose with the black screen. I wasn't. I absolutely wasn't. Thank you, Dad. Dad is immediately in to fix it. This middle one, it's just gone bye-bye. It's gone black screen. Hi, Beans! Look at all you glorious beans. Have you all had a marvellous week? I hope all of you are doing fantastically. Honey, the birthday girl herself is here. Honey, hello, my darling. Happy birthday to you. I hope you're having the most beautiful of days so far. You're so lucky to have your birthday in June. I'm very jealous of all you June babies getting a beautiful sunny birthday most of the time. Hello to every single one of you beans. Right, let me go through and say my hellos and my thank yous. Beaver Baz, thank you for fixing that camera. Hi, Beans! I'm so excited to be back with you. Oh my God. Okay, what have we got going on here? Well, firstly, whilst I was away, I had a donation of £10 from We Love You More, and then I had a donation of £10 from Kentai saying apparently I keep pressing the wrong buttons even without a stream. And then another one from Kentai saying, oh man, again, Kentai, honestly, you are the cutest. Thank you so much. What an absolute angel. Whilst I was away, still donating. Thank you. This community never fails to completely blow me away and make me cry. Thank you also, Kentai, for the very first cheer of the stream with a 100-bit cheer 26 minutes ago. This is before I was even live, saying, welcome back, party! Oh, hell yeah! Kentai, I'm so excited to be back. Thank you. Fredster, thank you for that 10-bit cheer. Matt M33, thank you for your 50th month of resubscribing. You say 50 months? I'm off to detention now. Matt, I think every month that you've been subscribed for counts as a day in detention. So that's 50 days of detention for you. Thank you so much. Or maybe 50 months, I don't know. Andy JL, thank you for that 100-bit cheer. You say good afternoon, Queen V, Beavers, Mods and Beans, a happy unchill Sunday stream. We missed you more. No, I missed you more. Andy, bless you, thank you. Also, I noticed that little unchill that you stuck in there rather than just chill. Kentai, thank you for that 100-bit cheer. You say happy birthday, honey. Kentai, thank you for wishing that to our gorgeous bean, honey. May Terrain, thank you for bestowing a pair of wings upon Oliver Real. Maid, how are you? I missed you. Have you had a good week, Maid? How's it been? Christoph K, thank you for your 49th month. Oh my God. 49 days of detention for you, Christoph. Bless you. You say yells and waves for nearly 50 months. Isn't that insane? That is an outrageous amount of time. Thank you also, Jay Gutman, for your 500-bit cheer. You say the Olivia Rodrigo tunes really suit your vocal range. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jay Gutman. Thank you also to P Turks for your 41st month, but not only that, a tier 3 subscription. You say hi Venus, welcome back, and hi everyone, and here's 41 months from me, P Turks. Thank you. Not only 41 months, but a massive subscription. A tier 3 is no small feat of kindness, so thank you, P Turks, for being so kind. Thank you, May Terrain, for that 100-bit cheer. You say welcome back. Thank you, Maid. I'm so excited to be back. Thank you, Lukey. You say hi. I just found your stream from Twitch recommended channels. Nice to meet you, Lukey. Lovely to meet you for the very first time. How are you? Tell me a bit about yourself, Lukey. Sardo Numsy, thank you for your 66th month. Holy butt, 66 months. Are you kidding me? Angie Indy, thank you for bestowing a pair of wings upon Janny Ray. And thank you, Andy, for that 100-bit cheer. You say all aboard the Welcome Back Express. Thank you, Andy. Bless your face. Hello, Baldy. Thank you for that 100-bit cheer. Okay, everybody, look. Everyone needs to hold all of those horses, bring them back into the stables, lock them up tightly, because we're not allowed a train yet. I've only just come back. I've just walked in the door. I've just stepped off the plane, and we can't just immediately have a train. It won't do. Oh, whoops. Oh, it's gone again, Dad. That camera saying bye-bye. It's the middle one. It's disappearing. Mustard 19 and Electric Blue. Electric Blue says, I really like the new wallpaper. This new set is so glorious. Beaver Baz surprised me with this when I came back. It is so beautiful. Thank you, Monkey. Hello, Monkey and Colton and Boris. Thank you, Dad, for coming and fixing fixing the camera. Baldy, bless your face. Animate Versa. Irika, hello. We have also got with us today, let me have a little check through here. I know there's many I've not said hello to yet. Fredster, good afternoon. Aero Arix, bless your face. Oh my god, the amount of beans. Divergent Thug and Janny Ray. Hello, you beautiful beans. Angie Indy, my angel of music. Are you having a fantastic day today? I hope you are. I hope you're enjoying your Sunday. Thank you, Angie, for bestowing a pair of wings upon Janny Ray, you cutie pie. Hello, David Bennett. Hello, Gary Goat. Hello to Craxin. It's a pleasure to have you here, and anyone else that I've missed, including all my beautiful lurkers who I love so very much. Good afternoon and welcome to the stream. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. Thank you so very much, Maid, for that 100-bit cheese. It only makes sense. Our train runs on horsepower. I'll sue myself out. Maid, bless your face. One of those horse-powered trains. I love it. Io Cows, thank you for that 200-bit cheese. Say, not allowed a train. Oops, too late. Beans did not get less unruly in your absence. Well, I hoped that the week apart would make you all very docile and well behaved, but no, apparently not. Io Cows, how are you? How's your week been? DP Oblivion, it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for your 52nd month of resubscribing. And Baldy, thank you for that 100-bit cheer. Bless you. Thank you, Truthiness, for that 100-bit cheer. Oh my god, thank you everyone. Bless all of your faces. The Old Bones, hello my darling Bean. Anyone else that I've missed? It's a pleasure to have all of you with us today. All right, you beautiful beans, should we dive into a crystal clear pool of music? Should we stop the train in its tracks? I think we absolutely should. Also, I'll tell you little bits of the holiday story as we go. I'll just give you little snippets. I won't bore you with a long explanation of my holiday, but I'll give you little holiday fun facts. First fun fact is I went to it was Sicily, which is where they filmed White Lotus, and we went to the hotel for dinner where they filmed White Lotus, which is the 4 seasons. And for anyone that's watched season 2 of White Lotus, you'll remember there's a scene where one of the prostitutes plays the piano, and I got to play the piano at the exact place where the prostitute played the piano, and I was so excited. It was so wonderful. I can't remember the name of the character, but she's the musician who is working as a, well, I don't know if she is a prostitute actually. The other one is, maybe this one is just a musician who hangs around. No, she definitely does. I'm sure she becomes a prostitute during the season. Anyway, she does, right? Yeah. And so I got to play the piano and in that exact spot, and I absolutely freaked out because I love White Lotus and I love season 2, and I watched season 2 again whilst I was out there just to get an extra taste of Sicily. It was very, very, very exciting, and the hotel that they filmed it in was just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. It was outrageously beautiful. The flower garden was just the whole thing was a feast for the eyes. It was absolutely overwhelming, and the whole town, which is called Taormina, was so gorgeous and breathtaking and picturesque, and I was wandering around in a complete daze, just in complete bliss. Honestly, it was such a good week. I've had a wonderful time. I've missed you all so much. Taking time off streaming is so hard, but it's very good for the brain to take a little break from the norm and have a little mental reset. So that being said, should we dive into it? I can't wait to start playing music. Oh my god. Right, let's just fade out the fog and let's bring in some live music, shall we? Hello, Dominique. How are you, my love? It's a pleasure to see you. Thank you for that 100-bit cheer. Bless your face, Dominique. This is What He Wrote by Laura Marling. Forgive me, here I cannot stay. He cut out my tongue, there is nothing to say. Love me, O Lord. He threw me away. Then he laughed at my sins. In his arms I must stay.
He wrote, I'm broke, please send for me. But I'm broken too, unspoken for, do not tempt me. Her skin is white, and I'm light as the sun, so holy light shines on the things you have done. So I asked him how he became this man. How did I learn to hold fruit in his hands? And where is the lamb that gave you your name? He had to leave, though I begged him to stay. He left me alone when I needed the light. Oh, I fell to my knees and I wept for my life. If he had stayed, you might understand. If he had stayed, you never would have taken my hand. He wrote, I'm broke, please send for me. But I'm broken too, and spoken for, do not tempt me. And where is the lamb that gave you your name? He'll leave, though I begged him to stay. I begged him to stay in my cold wooden grip. Oh, I begged him to stay by the light of this ship. Me fighting him, fighting life, fighting dawn. And the waves came and stole him and took him to war. He wrote, I'm low, please send for me. But I'm broken too, unspoken for, do not tempt me. And where is the lamb that gave you your name? He'll leave, though I begged him to stay. We write, that's alright. I miss his smell. And we speak when spoken to, that suits us well. And that suits us well. And that suits me well.
Thank you very much. The very first song of the stream on this fine Sunday afternoon. The first song back. It feels so good. I could cry. I'm so happy. That was Laura Marling, What He Wrote. Right, who have I not said hello to? Jeffrey, good afternoon to you, my darling. How are you? Are you having a fantastic Sunday? Jeffrey says, my 8-day week. Friday was her last show, leaving us the weekend with no place to go. Monday was without an event, while Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, no more bits were spent. Then we were back to Friday and still no show. Saturday had a slight glow for Venus was coming back, and now it's that day. We hear that squeal for Venus. We hear that squeal. Beans! See the flash of her smile and a few tears. We welcome back our Queen Venus. The train is on the track and attention is open. Jeffrey, I absolutely adore your poetry. Thank you so much. Thank you also, Beef and Easy or Beef Findsy, for your 7th month of free subscribing. And Oscar Rakais, thank you for your 4th month of free subscribing. And Fredster, thank you for that 10-bit cheer. Invisible Jazz coming in with an absolutely astonishing 72 months of free subscribing. Jazz, you've been with me since the very beginning of my journey here on on Twitch. Thank you for being the most outstanding support for all of these years. You say 6 years. Glad you had the best holiday. Bless your wonderful face, dear Queen Bean. Jazz, bless your wonderful face. Thank you. Infrared says, hi Venus, welcome back. We truly missed you. I truly missed you too so much. Infrared, bless your face. Thank you so much. All right, you lovely beans. Coming up for you next, I'm going to play the first original song of the stream today. And that is going to be an original of mine I've not yet released, and that is Survive. This is for my birthday bean, honey. Honey, it goes without saying, but just let me know what songs you want to hear today.
I'm sad for no reason, it has stopped me sleeping. I kept all these feelings inside. I can't stop the bleeding, I'm endlessly needing somebody like you in my life. But you don't exist, and I'm not sure that you ever did. I'd saved a kiss, but somebody had bound both my wrists. Oh God, could this be the answer that I'd always miss? We're alone in the dark to learn to survive. I lost the direction that inner reflection would usually bring to my life. I'd made you the reason that I wasn't sleeping. Myself I still have to remind that you don't exist, and I'm not sure that you ever did. I'd saved a kiss, but somebody had bound both my wrists. Oh God, could this be the answer that I'd always missed? We're alone in the dark to learn to survive. But I don't want this pain, I don't wanna be sane, I just want the light. How can this be madness, avoidance of sadness? I don't wanna fight with you, don't exist, and I'm not sure that you ever did. I'd saved a kiss, but somebody had bound both my wrists. Oh God, could this be the answer that I'd always missed? We're alone in the dark to learn to survive. We're alone in the dark to learn to survive. We're alone in the dark to learn to survive.
The first original song of the stream today, that was Survive for my darling birthday bean, Honey. And Honey, the next song you haven't requested, but it is for you. So here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Oh, happy birthday, dear Honey, 420, our sunshine soul of a bean. Happy birthday to you. We love you more. has made today's sense. Well, turned a bit jazzy at the end there, didn't it? Honey, I hope you're having just the best day. Honey, my question is, have you had any birthday cake yet? And thank you for coming and spending some of your birthday here with me and the beans. What an absolute honour. You are so loved by me and all these beans. You've made such a difference in so many beans' lives. You've brought so much happiness to so many people. You are, just by being you, you just light up the chat with so much positivity and adorableness and passion for music, and I just love you to bits and pieces. Honestly, you always make me smile. You say, I shall have some cheesecake. Yes, delicious. Is it just plain cheesecake? Is it chocolate cheesecake? Is it a fancy like strawberry cheesecake? What kind of cheesecake is Honey's fave? Oh, you say you mean the world to me, so do you. You say cherry cheesecake. Oh, that sounds delicious. Oh my God. I absolutely love cherries. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of cherry flavour things. I wouldn't ever pick a cherry flavoured thing, but cherries themselves, getting a punnet of cherries is one of the best things in this world. So delicious. We love you, honey, so much, just so much. All right, lovely beans, coming up for you next. I'm going to play for you a cover and the cover that I'm going to play for you is one that is by my dear friend Marty West. I'm going to bring him onto the screen and we're going to play this together for you. Right. Let's find this. Beaver Baz. It's all slightly changed here. And now when I search for this Marty West thing, it's not so simple. I guess this update slightly changed things. But it's no longer, when I search for Give Me Light, showing me the video files, which is really weird. Maybe it's... Ooh, I made something happen. Can you still hear me? Made a little glitch happen, but I'm pretty sure this is it. Yeah, I'm going to say this is it. I think I found it, Dad. Yeah, just see if the sound comes through. Well, we'll find out the fun way. All right, lovely beans, here we go. This is Give Me Light by Marty West. Right, I need to sort out this one. Perhaps this view probably is the best one. Okay, let's see if this works.
Is that good? That's good. Okay, 2.
Let's try and make him a bit smaller. Sorry, let me sort this out.
Don't you find me now? Don't you make me blind, no, no. Don't you tie me down. Love, don't you go so far. Don't leave me in the cold, no, no. Don't keep me in the dark. On a long road, give me light, give me light. I'm tired of being alone every night. Struck out cold in my fright, in my fright. I need it in my bones. Give me light, give me light. Don't you make a sound. Don't you break me in, no, no. Don't you shake me down. And faith, don't you close my eyes when I don't know where to go, no, no. Don't take me by surprise. All along the road, give me light, give me light. I'm tired of being alone. Every night, every night. Struck out cold in my fright, in my fright. I need it in my bones. Give me light, give me light. All along the road, give me light, give me light. I'm tired of being alone. Tired of being alone. Every night, every night. Struck out cold in my fright, in my fright. I need it in my bones. Give me light, give me light.
Gosh, I love that song so much. By Marty West. That was Give Me Light, one of my favourite songs in the whole world. Jeffrey, thank you for that 100-bit cheer. Bless your face. Hello to Eilish Wristwatch. It's a pleasure to have you here. You say that was good. Thank you so much. Thank you, Made to Raid, for that £20 donation. You say for the Welcome Back Fund. 7 days without Venus makes Beans weak. It makes me weak too. It was so hard not to stream for 7 days. I can't even tell you. It really was. Raz, thank you for your, oh my God, 73 months. Raz, you've been with me from the very beginning. You say, what a song, what a singer. Welcome back, dear Venus. Thank you, sweet Raz. Bless your face. How are you, my love? How's your week been? Archangel, thank you for that 100-bit cheer. Bless your face and thank you. Hello, Ted Scat. It's a pleasure to have you here with us today. Right, coming up for you next. Seeing as all week I was at the base of a volcano, an active volcano at that. I was staying near the base of Mount Etna in Sicily, and the entire time, the whole thing was just smoking. And apparently there was a small eruption actually whilst we were there, but it doesn't apparently really ever come very far down. Hello.
Did you see the dodo?
From Made to Raid? Yes, I did. I just said thank you. Thank you, Dad, for checking. So apparently when the lava comes out, it doesn't go very far down, and you can sort of see the black mark where it ends. But still, it coming out at all is pretty scary. And the whole time it's just smoking. Super surreal, super amazing. I was absolutely transfixed just staring at this volcano from the villa where we were staying. I went away with my best friend and her entire family. She got me a room in the villa with her whole family. It was so magical. And this villa was outrageous. It was right by the sea at the base of a volcano. Looking up to this volcano behind you. I mean, the volcano was quite a while back, but it felt like it was just right over you and right on the edge. It was just magical. And it was so crazy just being able to see a volcano. I've never seen one before. I don't think I can remember. At least not as an adult, and it was just mad. Anyway, so that makes me want to play Volcano by Damien Rice. So here we go. Thank you, BSP Bond, for your 9th month of resubscribing. I can't believe I've been away for a whole week and our subs are still up at 1,045. That is a testament to just how incredibly kind and supportive you beans are, that I can take a whole week off and the sub number didn't even move. So thank you, everybody, for being so incredibly supportive. Honestly, I can't even talk about it. I'm going to cry. Let's move on. So anyway, this is Volcano by Damien Rice.
Don't throw yourself like this. You'll hurt your knees. I kissed your mouth and begged. That's all I need. Don't build your world around when volcanoes melt you down. What I am to you is not real, and what I am to you, you do not need. And what I am to you, well, that's not what you mean to me. Just give me miles and miles and mountains, and I'll ask for the sea. Don't throw yourself like that in front of me. Oh, I kissed your mouth and begged. Is that all you need? Don't drag my love around when volcanoes melt me down. What I am to you is not real, and what I am to you, you do not need. And what I am to you, well, it's not what you mean to me. Just give me miles and miles and mountains, and I'll ask for what I give to you. Well, it's just what I'm going through. This is nothing new. No, no, just another phase of finding what I really need. It's what makes me bleed like a new disease. Lord, she's still too young to teach. Volcanoes melt me down. Volcanoes melt me down. I kissed your mouth. I kissed your mouth. You do not need me.
Volcano by Damien Rice, all made to raid. You're craving a bit of Laura Marling today, I see. Ooh, well, I feel like blow by blow is within my vocal range today. I'm still dealing with the aftermath of what I assume was COVID a few months ago, so my voice is still on and off. It's got good days and bad days. I can work with it though. That's the main thing. So here we go. This is Blow by Blow. This is an absolutely heartbreakingly gorgeous song.
I don't know what else to say. I think I did my best. Mama's on the phone already, talking to the press. Tell them that I'm doing fine, underplay distress. I'm working out a story, and there's so much to address. Note by note, blow by blow, seeing it all laid out. I should have known. I don't know what else to say. I think I'm doing fine, trying to figure out what I will do with all my time. Tell them anything you like, I'll own up to what's mine. Knowing thunder gives away what lightning tries to hide. No one was prepared. We all performed. We'd done it all before. Note by note, bruise by bruise. Sometimes the hardest thing to learn is what you get from what you lose. I feel a fool, so do you, for believing it could work out like some things do.
Blow by Blow by Laura Marling. Such an absolutely stunning song. I love that one so much. Spike Goo and Seizure both coming in with resubs. Seizure for 16 months and Spike Goo for 28. Both of you, such enormous supporters. Thank you so much. Materate says mucho clapo and then says moi. Laura Marling, of course, do whatever works best. Materate, bless your face. I love that song. That was the perfect request, honestly. It's such a gorgeous piece of writing. Makes me cry whenever I listen to it, that one. Right. Coming up for you next. I'm going to play for you. What's that? Oh, there's a Lord song I want to play. What's it called? Is it Liability? I think that will just be exactly the ticket. Yes. So another holiday story for you. So for those of you that have just tuned in, I've been away for a week. I went to Sicily, where White Lotus was filmed, season 2, and it was magical and wonderful. Had such a good time. What did we do? We went rock climbing over in a little like blue lagoon. It was so magical, and you had to climb up, and the rock sort of leant over the water, so you climb. It was very, very low danger in terms of you climb up and just fall back into the water, but really challenging, really hard. So beautiful. The water there is just crystal clear blue. You can see all the way to the bottom when it's still, and it's very cold. So you get in the water, it's freezing cold, but outside in the sun, it is absolutely boiling hot. And we played so many games. I was away with my best friend and her family, and we played so many family games. Oh my God, we did a massive football golf tournament, which is where you kick a football and it's got to try and hit certain targets. I got into the final against a lot of very good football players, so that was I was very excited with that. I did not win. I got the 3 best shots of the match, but my ability to hit it when I'm very close to my ability to finish the shots. I could do the first drive perfectly. You basically had to kick a football to hit a pole was the idea. And I'd get it nearly at the pole, and then my finishing kicks would always be absolutely tragic, like too powerful. So my ball control wasn't great close up, but long distance, perfect. That was really fun. And we went out to where they filmed White Lotus, that hotel, the 4 Seasons, for dinner. Magical, so much fun. I got a new career, golf football. Hell yeah. That's what I've always wanted to do. We went and walked around Taormina, and there was this absolutely gorgeous park there with all these really surreal structures that were built by this woman who was an English woman who in like 1890, which is just unimaginable, she sailed over from the UK, fell in love with Sicily, decided to buy a bunch of land there, including this tiny little island which is called Isola Bella, and it's a gorgeous little little separate bit of land that you can only access by sort of walking on a almost sandy path. The sand comes up into almost above water length, but you do have to get your feet wet to walk across it. And then she carved into the rock this insane house of many, many layers. I mean, this thing was so gorgeous. It's just an artwork, and all of it was made in such an artistic and quirky way, all with like yellow glass and really crazy, interesting tiles with lots of sort of look like lots of royalty on each of the tiles. Hang on, let me just cough before I finish this story. She dug a swimming pool up at the top of this crazy. It's a really high, very small island. I mean, tiny weeny, just enough to build a house on. And she built a swimming pool up at the very top of it, which again all of it was so artistic. I'll post photos on socials. I have not done that yet. I haven't gone through all my holiday photos. I will post it. And walking around this thing, you just were completely transported back to another time. And the views on this island they're too much to take in. And it looks up sort of towards Taormina, which is where she also had this huge gardens that she acquired all this land. She planted all these massive trees, and she built all these crazy quirky structures out of sort of terracotta tiles and pieces of driftwood. And she made these giant bird houses that kind of look like, the only way I could describe them is like a pirate treehouse. She made these giant treehouse for peacocks and all kinds of things. And she just loved dogs, so she built this park for nature, basically for dogs and birds. Apparently she loved the tourists and she loved the locals, and she just wanted to create places like havens, like beautiful havens for the nature and the people. It was so interesting. I feel like I've drunk in so much information from about Sicily and the surroundings. And before we went to Isola Bella, we went out on a boat trip. And if any of you have watched Triangle of Sadness, it was like that. Hopefully you've that. I couldn't watch that film. I did watch it, but I had to leave for the scene that I won't even go into. I was fine. The boat ride was all I'll say about it. It was very magical and very fancy. We were on a catamaran, and the boat it was like being on a roller coaster ride for 2 hours. It was supposed to be a still day. The captain, I looked up at him and he was laughing his butt off. I can tell you, it was laughing his arse off. Most of us weren't used to being on a boat. I've never been on a boat, not like that. The entire journey was like being up in the air and slamming down every 10 seconds, like way up, way down, slam. You'd get sprayed with water. It was a beautiful day. The sun was shining. The boat was gorgeous and fancy. But I'm just going to say it was a mess. It was an absolute mess. I'm sure Ken Ty's experienced a similar thing. I was okay. I'm okay with emotion. I didn't become unwell, but a lot of people did. A lot of our party were not doing well. And in fact, one of them nearly died. I'm not even joking. A part of the boat, there was a big, heavy door on the back of the boat that's meant to be latched to the ceiling so it can't fall down. This is like 12-foot long metal and glass door that is literally basically a partition wall for the back of the boat that can be lifted up to make it open plan, and the entire door fell on one of the party's head. He is okay. He did have a pretty bad head injury and back injury from that. He survived it. It looked like a hospital in the back of the boat. There was a lot going on back there, and I'm a little squeamish, so I couldn't look back there much. Many things were going on back in the back of the boat. But we made it. 2 hours, we made it, which is when we went out for lunch. I don't know how they all managed to eat, but they did. And actually, most of them went back on the boat. I didn't. I did not go back on the boat because I'd had enough of. I felt fine, but I didn't. I couldn't do it again. I couldn't look at it again. So I got a taxi back with a few others who had enough. All I can say is boats aren't for everyone. They're just not for everyone. I didn't know what it was like to go on a boat, and I almost didn't go because I sort of pre-guessed that it might be a bit of carnage. Yes, they did exactly made to raid. They needed to fill their stomachs. They did, but then those of them who had then ate and went back on the boat, I was very impressed. Apparently the way back was absolutely fine, completely smooth. We just got unlucky on the way there. We went really fast against the waves, against the wind, massive waves coming at us, so we're just crashing up, smashing down, crashing up, smashing down. It was insane. It was quite a story. It's pretty traumatic for some. But everyone was fine in the end. Everyone left the day smiling. It was a great story. Everyone was in hysterics about the carnage of the boat trip. And it ended with the most amazing lunch on the beach. Oh my God, this was a luxury experience. This is something like I've never experienced before. I felt so lucky to be invited to go on this trip. It was honestly just absolutely mad from start to finish. And the weather was so beautiful. The sun was so hot. It was just, it's amazing I'm not sunburnt. I was very careful. I was covered in factor 50 all day, wearing a hat, looking like the most English person ever, like a bucket hat. And another really funny story is that we went, it's really making me cry with laughter. We went up, so we went on that, was it that day? No, I didn't know when it was. It was a different day. It's really hard to tell the story without crying, laughing. We went up this giant, it's sort of high rocks basically. Went up a little islandish place, high rocks, and it was kind of a difficult climb, but all of us went up there, and there was a bunch of people there of my friends who were all sort of from ranging from about 27 to 35, let's say. Anyway, so we all went up there. Everyone's pretty able and up for doing a little hike, and they're all quite adventurous. Anyway, we got to the top and everyone was sort of murmuring about the idea of jumping off the cliffs into the water, which is something I wouldn't do. I'm extremely risk averse. I'm not a thrill seeker as much as you may think I am, because I rock climb. I do it with very little risk. I do it low down. I do only what I know I can do safely without doing an injury, and I don't ever take a risk if I'm not sure of how to do it or like easing in. Anyway, so I was up there and I was thinking, absolutely no. We were about 50 feet high. It was super high up, like a crazy high if you're going to do a cliff jump. You've got to know what you're doing. And a local came up and he just was on his own, ran up there, jumped. Just before he jumped, he was like, oh, no, it's fine. You'll be fine. The water is deep. 8 meters, you'll be fine. And we're all looking at him like, really? And he just runs and jumps straight off. And he goes into a ball, straightens into a pencil, and plummets into the water. And we're all like, looks super fun. Like amazing. Rowan immediately is like filled with the spirit of adventure, and he just without hesitation runs after this guy and jumps in, and was fine. He went into a ball, went into a pencil, and plummeted into the water. We waited for a minute as he disappeared. Obviously went quite far down. We were all sort of holding our breath. I was terrified. My heart was beating very fast, and then he popped up. Thumbs up, we were like, woohoo! And one of our other friends, she's also super brave, super adventurous, and absolute, like, she's so glamorous and just one of those people that doesn't even seem real because she's just so, she's like a movie character. And she stood at the edge, she's like, I'm going to do it. And I was so afraid because it was so high up. And she stood there for about, I think it was about 2 minutes. She stood on the edge looking down, trying to sort of gather up the courage. And she jumped off and she went down and she was trying to pencil and didn't quite manage to pencil, and landed smack on her bum on the water. And we saw her go down and come up. The smack could be heard. I'm only laughing about it because she's fine. If she was really badly hurt from this, I wouldn't be laughing about it. It was only funny in hindsight because she's okay. She slammed down and it was so loud that when we got back to the beach, which was quite a walk, they were all like, what on earth happened? We heard a noise like someone died. Her bum immediately was bruised all the way from the bum down to the leg. She said it didn't hurt very much. It was more like just the skin, all the blood immediately went to the skin, and she had like a sort of surface bruise, not deep. And she was not badly hurt, and we were all laughing about it because of the noise of this. I don't think I'm ever going to cliff jump after watching that. How easy it is with the slightest wrong angle, because she was pretty straight down, but just her bum poked out just enough on one side for it to smack on the top of the water, and of course it becomes like basically a hard surface the flatter you are against it. I was terrified. I was so scared. Anyway, she was quiet. When she jumped in the water, we heard smack, and then quiet. And Rowan was swimming towards her like, are you okay? And she was obviously a bit in shock, maybe slightly winded. She couldn't say, so we were all at the edge of the cliff ready to jump in to save her, although more of us would probably have got hurt if we'd done that. And then she managed to say, I'm fine. And she just went, ow, because she landed it so badly. But but not that badly, you know, like it could have been so much worse. And one of our other friends on the trip, then it said one of her friends did the same thing off a cliff and landed wrong and broke her back. You can even, it's crazy dangerous. I don't recommend cliff jumping unless you know what you're doing and you're not very high up. You've done it before. You know the area. There's no rocks. You can like practice from lower down. You got to practice your pin drop. I wouldn't trust myself to get that correct. I was practicing diving during this trip, just off the diving board into the pool, and that's like 2 feet up. And I was doing that wrong sometimes, like smacking my forehead. If you get the angle like slightly wrong, the damage you can do is insane. And that's 2 feet up. So you're going anything. It's crazy. You can do so much damage. So don't do it. Be safe, Beans. Follow my example. I'm so risk averse. Did not do it. Terrified. I would have done it way lower down if I could do it with lots of time and no pressure, and practice it and get it perfect. Be safe, Beans, as Eilish wristwatch says. Yes, be safe. Don't take risks, because you might. The best case scenario, if you do it a little bit wrong, you'll just get a little bruise. But worst case scenario, you could freaking die or break your back, do something terrible. Not to fearmonger, but it's just true. I had a lot of fun watching the locals cliff jumping in the next cove we went to. Because they all know what they're doing, and they jump in sliders. They run up, all these kids, adults, little children, grown adults, everywhere in between. They run and jump in their sliders, which is so mad, with them on their feet. There's no back to these shoes. Jump in, toe first. The sliders stay on. Some of them lob their sliders over into the ocean and then jump in. And they're jumping that second place. They were probably jumping from about 35 to 40 feet. It was very high. And little kids doing it, so brave. Oh my God. All of them have perfect form. They go into a ball and then they go completely straight pin at the very end. Toes first. All of them giggling and jumping, no fear. No hesitation. It's mad. I guess because they're just doing it all the time. So in that scenario, absolutely, they know what they're doing. But if you're not familiar with it, don't bloody do it. I can now tell you, don't do it. Dominique says, I remember when I was a kid and teen, I didn't even dare to jump off the high board at the pool. Yeah, exactly. Me too. Terrifying. It's really scary. And you know what? Your brain stops you from doing it for a good reason. It's a survival instinct. And if you really know what you're doing, your brain will let you do it. If you've practiced and you know you'll be safe and you're fully in control of the way you fall and enter the water and you understand how the whole thing should go, fine, your brain will let you. But if your brain tries to stop you from doing it, it's because you probably shouldn't do it, is, I think, probably a good way to look at it. Archangel says, my teacher did something like that and was paralysed from the neck down. Oh, God, it's horrifying. It's horrifying. A really fun, exciting moment can turn into something that's just like the biggest regret of your life. Well, I hope they're okay now. I assume the paralysis probably stayed, but hopefully it didn't. The Chosen Vader, how are you? Strike, it's a pleasure to have you here. I also just have to give a shout out to the Italian drivers out there. Oh my God, it is an artwork. Being on the roads in Italy, it's like watching, the only thing I can liken it to is when you see flocks of birds all moving at the same time with zero hesitation. That's what it's like being on the Italian roads, at least in Sicily. It was absolutely insane, terrifying. If you hesitate, they are confused. If you stop to let someone go, they're like, what are you doing? Because everyone just knows how to pull out into moving traffic. They know the sizes of their vehicles. The roads are tiny and hectic, and the drivers are like so absolutely relaxed and in the element. They're just in the zone. And I was mind blown just watching. It's honestly, it's so smooth. True Man Evergreen says Italian traffic moves so smooth. It honestly does. The traffic is amazing, even in the city centres. It's just flowing because they're all in the flow. There's none of the, like in England, we are having a traffic jam the entire time because we're regimented and we stop and we wait and we're too polite, but we're angry about it. And it's like slow, but it's so awful. It's a terrible experience. Probably in some ways, I don't know. Is it safer? I don't know. A lot of the car, I did notice a lot of dings on a lot of cars. There were many dents on many cars. We didn't dent our rental car, which was, thank you, Lord. So stressful renting cars in other countries. Oh my God, so stressful. But we didn't ding it, so we were fine. No one bumped into us. because the Italians know what they're doing. It is insane. it's beautiful to watch. I filmed some bits. Again, I'll put all these in my stories on Instagram, these fun little bits. There was one particular memory I have of going down a main road and there just being a man roller skating at high speeds. And he was just having the best time. He was just living his life. Another man was going along on one of those hoverboards with a speaker. He was in a full suit from the office, looking like a professional working man, dancing, vibing on his hoverboard down the main road. And the traffic just not phased, not bothered. They're all just going around. No one's worrying. There's a lot of beeping, but it's not angry beeping. Here in the UK, if there's a beep on the road, it's because someone wants to punch you in the face. In Italy, it seems if you're beeping, it's more like, "Hey, I'm behind you. Have a nice day. Get out of my way, you idiot." It can mean anything. If they're honking angrily, they will add generally what we experienced if they were angry with us for whatever reason, because maybe a few mistakes were made, nothing bad, but just if we did something silly, we'd get a honk and a middle finger and some sort of wonderful sounding Italian swear word, which just added to the fun, honestly. But the honks, the beeping doesn't mean something bad. It's not like here where if you get honked at, you are in danger. Although sometimes you beep here to alert some. The only time here where it's friendly is if you're going to reverse into someone behind you, they honk just to alert you to their presence. But in Italy, it's just a good time. You just honk for a good time. So yeah, some little snippets of my week while it's still fresh in my mind. But the Italian roads are a wonder to behold. I didn't drive this week. I was insured on the hire car. I was glad not to drive because it was a little intimidating. I've driven quite often in other countries, but driving on the right-hand side of the road when you're used to the left is crazy. And this time our car was not an automatic, so changing gear with my right hand at the same time as navigating the Italian roads would have been terrifying. Probably I should have done it just to say I've done it, but it would be a baptism by fire. So yeah, it was a fun little story. And I more things will come to me, I'm sure, but there's a little taste of Italy for you. Eilish says, the right-hand shift is my norm. Yeah, I think for a lot of people it is, right? Or especially all you. In fact, I think it's very unusual to be on the left-hand side of the road. I think this is England and Japan are left-hand siders. I don't know how many other. I think most of Europe is right. I think America is right. I don't know about the other countries, but I know it's not so. I think it's not so normal to be on the left-hand side. Chosen Phaser says we drive on the left-hand side in India. Okay, so India, Japan, England, all left-hand side. Hong Kong, says Eilish, is left-hand side. New Zealand is left-hand side. Oh yes, I've heard this. New Zealand, left-hand side. So there are a fair amount of countries that are left. It's so normal to me to be on the left now. I'm so trained into it. When I do go and drive on the right, it's always extremely challenging for my brain, especially going around roundabouts and stuff. That's just like giving way to the left and looking. Oh, it's just so confusing. It's so much to think about. Singapore too, says Digital Squirrel. South Africa is also left-hand side. No way. Okay, lots of places are them. Lots of places. I think pretty much all of Europe isn't. Is that correct? I think most of Europe isn't. I think Ireland is left-hand side. Pretty sure. Not sure. Not entirely sure. Pretty sure it is though. Chosen Vader says, I've never driven in any other country. It'll probably take me some time to get used to it if I ever have to drive on the right side. Yeah, it's really confusing and scary. I remember once driving back from one of the airports in the UK and someone had just rented a hire car and they were driving the wrong way round the roundabout. So they were still stuck in right-hand side of the road mentality. Obviously, they were from a country, they'd drive on the right, coming the wrong way around the roundabout. They must have been having a meltdown. I didn't see them crash. I think they managed to sort it out, but my God. V-Lenser says, I think a lot of former British colonies are still left side drive. Okay, so it was the Brits that came over and were like, you've got to drive on the same side of the road as we do. Sounds like the Brits. Oliver Reel says, sounds like the places where British Empire was the rule system in the past times. Yes, that would make sense. Those Brits going up and making everyone drive on the left. It would be great if there was just one side of the road that everyone drove. If it was the same for everywhere. Let's just all go to the right. It makes more sense. It makes much more sense to be on the right, in my opinion. The left is... I'm used to it, so I like it, but that's only because I'm used to it. If I could choose, I'd make us all, I think, on the right-hand side. Just one side of the road for every human, so that when we go to another country, you are not very likely to be confused and have an accident. But so says, I drove in England for 4 years, but I was an arrogant mini driver. What fun. An arrogant mini driver. Is that a specific thing? An arrogant mini driver. I've never driven a Mini. Minis is like the quintessential English car. Mini Cooper. Lukey says, just spend a week in the Welsh countryside driving either side. It's easy after driving around on single lane roads. The little winding roads of England. Good God, we have got some tiny roads. Around where I live, lots of tiny little roads. I'm very used to the ones where we are, but they are still scary. Whenever I go out for a drive locally, it's always scary. There are lots of places where you just can't fit two cars for long stretches of roads. You've just got to be prepared to stop and squeeze. And it's second nature, but it's still scary. But yeah, there's lots of places where are even smaller. And lots of the Italian places in Sicily where I was, very small roads. And very confident drivers coming at you quite fast from the other side. Eilish says, now the road signs. I saw a video of a British person driving to school and it went viral because it made no sense. Of a British person doing driving school. Yeah. The road signs, yeah. I think there's a lot of stuff in Britain that makes absolutely no sense. But yeah, I think a lot of the road signs, nonsensical. Yeah. Hello to Hold Me, Love Me. Welcome. You say, aren't you looking like the English Rose today? Thank you so much. Bless your face. It's wonderful to have you here. You know what? I got mistaken a lot for an Italian in Italy. I don't know why. Maybe because my hair's brown now. I think that definitely adds to it. When I was blonde, I was not getting mistaken for anything other than English. Or at least, maybe people actually did mistake me for German maybe quite a lot when I was blonde. German and English. But in Italy, the locals were just chatting to me, thinking I was Italian. I think I nailed the accent. So just my greeting, I think I got it good enough that they believed I was at least a good Italian speaker, and I got spoken to a lot in Italian and had to keep saying, oh no, terribly sorry, I don't have a clue what you're saying. But it's a gorgeous language. I'm desperate to learn Italian. I'm going to start, and hopefully I will become fluent in it, because what a beautiful language. It's just like a song the whole way through. The whole shape of the mouth when you're love it, absolutely love it. Jeffrey says, when I visited Laurie in England, my fingerprints were left in her dash from first time riding on the left. Well, you'd absolutely terrified, Jeffrey. I think my sister's husband, he's American, and when he comes over here and he's passenger in my sister's car, I think he's terrified driving. In fact, I know he is. He's terrified driving along these tiny British roads, especially the countryside lanes. They're just so small. He's used to really wide roads, and he gets really scared. And I don't blame him. It's scary even as a local. It's scary driving on countryside lanes. Right. What's that song? Who's that by? Nessun Dorma. I don't know that song, Lukey. Do I? Maybe I do. I don't think I do. I guess I should sing a song. We were just having a wonderful little chat. A sip of tea and a song, I think, is what we need. Beaver Baz has made me a nice list up here of songs for a slightly limited vocal range, which we are working with today. Just taking my voice day by day at the moment. Right. Oh, I know what I was going to do. Liability by Lord.
Baby really hurt me, crying in the taxi. He don't wanna know me, says he made the big mistake of dancing in my storm. Says it was poison, so I guess I'll go home into the arms of the girl that I love, the only love I haven't screwed up. She's so hard to please, but she's a forest fire. I do my best to meet her demands, play at romance. We slow dance in the living room, but all that a stranger would see is one girl swaying alone, stroking a cheek. They say you're a little much for me, you're a liability, you're a little much for me. So they pull back, they make other plans. I understand, I'm a liability, get you wild and make you leave. I'm a little much for everyone. The truth is, I am a toy that people enjoy till all of the tricks don't work anymore. Then they are bored of me. I know that it's exciting running through the night, but every perfect summer's eating me alive until you're gone. Better on my own. They say you're a little much for me, you're a liability, you're a little much for me. So they pull back, they make other plans. I understand, I'm a liability, get you wild, make you leave. I'm a little much for everyone. They're gonna watch me disappear into the sun. You're all gonna watch me disappear into the sun.
By Lord, that was Liability. I'm so in love with that song. It's just very special. Right. Hello and welcome to anyone I've not said hello to. Have I not given you a hello yet? If you're one of the beans I've not said hello to yet, just yell at me right now. Yell until I see you so I can give you a proper welcome. Dad, thank you for bestowing a pair of wings upon Swilzacus. Thank you. Also, Kent, I missed a 100-bit cheer from you. Bless your face. Thank you so much for that 100-bit cheer. And Maid to Raid, I missed a 200. God, I've been talking too much. Maid says, can you believe this? In quotation marks, I have to be careful because I'm not a full vocal strength version of Venus. Always impressive, that Venus. Thank you, Maid. You're very kind. It's very frustrating to be months after having an illness to still be experiencing the after effects of my voice. But it is what it is, and I'm just working with it. I'm just going to go along with it, and I know it will get better. It's just sometimes takes a while. Spike Goo, thank you for your 28th month, and Seizure for your 16th month. Thank you, King Wayne, for your 43rd month. You say, watching you on my lunch break, so worth it. King Wayne, happy lunch break. Bon appetit, my love. Eilish wristwatch, thank you for that 100-bit cheer. And thank you, Jeffrey, for that 100-bit cheer. You say the cat is back. Oh, that cheeky cat. That cheeky cat. Right. Coming up for you next. I think I'll play you my newest original song, which is called Self-Doubt.
I know that by now I should be ahead. I wish that I told you how close to the edge I was, keeping my mouth up by tilting my head. back in the water and gasping for air. I'm afraid that I'm going to drown. The voices of God too loud. You think if I called for help that they would come and pull me out. I've been too afraid to shout. I've been held back by my self-doubt. And now in my darkest hour, my greatest power is in vulnerability. Why does it hurt the worst to let them see me bleed? If I could swim to the shore or sink like a stone, what does it matter? I'd still be alone. I could swallow it all and keep it inside, then let it all out, one tear at a time. I could cry a whole ocean for you, and hope you don't drown in it too. But then if you call for help, well, I would come and pull you out. You've been too afraid to shout. You've been held back by your self-doubt. And now in your darkest hour, your greatest power is in vulnerability. Why does it hurt the worst to let them see you bleed? It always hurts the worst to let them see you bleed. Why does it hurt the worst to let them see you bleed?
An original of mine, that one is called Self-Doubt. It's not yet released because I've only just written it very, very recently. You know what I discovered about myself in the last week? I'm absolutely tragic at directing in Italy. I've never had a trouble being a director of a map, looking at a map and giving directions. I've always been really good at it. So good. In Sicily, shocking. And me and Rowan as a duo in a car, terrifying. In terms of getting lost on every single journey. We took a major wrong turn that would then make us be double the time, to the point where it became a joke amongst the family that we went away with, that wherever me and Rowan go, we will make the journey at least twice as long, needlessly. No one else was having this problem. We did it for every single journey, a major wrong turn, which would result in the most chaos you've ever seen in terms of detours. There were a lot of laughs had when we were giving lifts. There was a few cars shared between a lot of people, so every journey we were taking people, and the poor people that were our passengers and had to just adding to the fun. It was a fun theme of the holiday, that if you were going to pull the short straw of going in our car, you were gonna see a lot of the island. You were gonna be sightseeing for hours. So we tried to leave earlier, but we would arrive so much later than everyone else at every destination. It was so funny, to the point, and we nearly missed our flight on the way back as well. Rowan's a lot more relaxed than I am, and he's making me more relaxed. Generally, I'm a very uptight traveller, extremely uptight. I will arrive early and lose a day of travelling to get to the airport 5 hours early to sit and wait for the plane, just to make sure I don't miss it. And Rowan is the exact opposite, so relaxed, and he's making me more relaxed. So we went and dropped our rental car back, went to the airport. We were going to meet a lot of the other party there who were getting the same flight back, and they checked in and went through security and then passport control, texted us. with a couple of hours before the flight went, saying that that's where they were. We were feeling like, oh, we've got loads of time. And I was in this new relaxed state of mind that I've adopted. We dropped off the car and we'd been climbing. We'd done a bunch of things on the last day. We went and got an Aperol Spritz before going on the plane. And I was feeling a little more relaxed than perhaps I usually would. Had an ice cream, an Aperol Spritz and a pastry and done a bit of shopping. And arrived at the airport, went in, checked in the bag, went through security, which was just a beautiful experience. The Italian airport experience, magical. The difference between going from one of the UK airports to one of the Italian airports, oh my God, pure stress in England going through one of our airports. Horrifying experience. It's efficient. It's like, it gets stuff, it's, I don't even know if it's efficient. It's not. It's horrible. It's a horrible experience. It's always super stressful, especially security. Security is a horrible experience. I don't know if there's other countries where it's like that, but here in the UK, you feel like a criminal every time you go through security. God forbid you've forgotten to take a liquid out of your bag, or you've left a pair of tweezers or something sharp in your bag. I don't know. Anyway, so you always feel you feel so stressed going through security, and my heart rate's elevated, and I'm always feeling like I've done something terribly wrong. And you get so often I get patted down, and I've nothing on me. I go with no jewelry and no metals, nothing. I get patted down. Anyway. Sometimes scanned as well, and they can see you butt naked when they scan you, apparently. Anyway, this is by the by. So we went through Italian security, and we were feeling so relaxed, and just saying buonasera to everyone, and everyone was, the airport staff were friendly and smiling, and you just felt like you just felt this air of just chill. Anyway, so we go through the security, and we're just feeling so chill. We're like, oh, we've checked the bag, we've gone through security, we're in the shopping part, and we can see all of these gates in front of us, and we can see further down is our gate for British Airways. Further down, what I didn't clock is all the gates that we were next to were all the Italian local flights, so you didn't actually have to go through passport control for those. So it didn't even cross my mind that we'd not done that, because I'd showed my passport at security and the boarding pass to get through. So I just kind of felt like I'd done passport control. I just didn't think about it. So we were there, and Rowan was like, oh, let's get a glass of red and an ice cream. I was like, I don't fancy either of those things, because I already had an Aperol Spritz. If I have more than one drink, I will be wasted. I won't enjoy myself. So, and if I only had half an Aperol Spritz, and that was enough, especially with the sunshine, I could feel it in my head. So Rowan went and had his red glass of red. He got some pistachio ice cream with whipped cream on top, and I thought I'll just go and do some souvenir shopping, because they got some nice little souvenir shops and some nice local products or whatever. So I went off, and I was just taking my time and just feeling easy breezy, and I was just getting into the Italian way. I got a text from one of my friends who was also getting the same flight, and she was like, so we're waiting in gate 19, we went through passport control. And I looked down, I was like, oh, I've got to go through passport control down there. But there was no queue, and I was like, oh, it's going to be fine, just take our time. So I went to meet Rowan, who was drinking his wine, we were chilling, having a chat. I didn't check my phone for a while, and then I got a message from one of the other people on the trip, my best friend's brother. In fact, God from Joe's Perspective, it was Joe from God from Joe's Perspective. So that's, if you know my song, God from Joe's Perspective, that's who I wrote it about. So he messaged, and he was like, just so you know, we're waiting at the gate. It's going to be boarding soon, so you maybe should come through passport control. And I was like, oh, Rowan's just finishing his wine and his ice cream. I'm just doing some shopping. He was like, okay, well, no worries. We're just waiting through there. And I said, to Rowan, maybe we should go through. Rowan was like, oh, don't worry about it. We're all good. He was drinking his wine and having the time of his life. And I was like, starting to get my uptight holiday vibe back, which is generally how I am. I'm super uptight and stressed about traveling. And I was like, finish your wine, we need to go. And he was like, no, you're overreacting, we're fine. And I was like, no, we're not, we're going to miss the flight, we've got to go right now. Just panicking for no reason. We had an hour, this was at 7:30, and our flight was at 8:30, 25 past 8. So we had 55 minutes. So we stayed another 10 minutes, and Rowan's just sort of taking his time, eating his ice cream, and I'm just standing there feeling a bit tense. And so we go to passport control, and we can see to one of the gates right by passport control, there's a queue that's coming halfway down the airport. And I was like, God, that's a crazy queue. At least that's not for passport control. And we approached passport control and realised that the queue is for passport control and not for that gate that it looked like it was for. And that this queue went halfway down the airport, at which point I am just like, oh my God. At this point we had 45 minutes, maybe less, maybe half an hour before the plane was taking off. So we were supposed to be boarding, and my friends had texted me saying, Group 1, because you get split into groups. We're Group 4, and Group 1 was boarding. And I and I look at the queue and I'm like, oh my God. And so we run to the back of the queue, get in it. And it looks like, it's the kind of queue that looks like it's going to take 2 hours. And I mean, it is enormous. It's gone all the way down the snaky bit that they've cordoned off with the ropes. You know how you get the snaky ropes part at an airport. So we're in the snaky ropes section was completely full. And it went way beyond that. And everybody who was in the snaky rope queue was highly stressed because there was only 3 flights going to the UK on the other side of these passport controls in the next hour. And everybody was feeling like they were going to be late. And so I ran up to the front, spoke to someone who worked there. She was like, you'll be fine. If you're going to miss it, you'll come up here and I'll let you through. You'll be fine. Go queue. And I was like, but this queue. And she's like, no, it'll be fine. And I was like, oh my God. It's not going to be fine. So I went back. I was like mega stressed. Stood there. I was like, "Bro, we're missing this flight." There was an English family queuing in front of us, and they were like, "Oh God, we're going to miss ours." And theirs was 20 minutes after ours. So I was like, "If you think you're going to miss yours, we're definitely going to miss ours." Anyway, they were super sweet. They let us stand in front of them, just 4 of them. But it makes a difference. It was just so lovely. Humans are wonderful. They were like, "Look, you've got 15 less minutes than us. Go in front of us." So we went in front of them, and we all the whole time. Rowan, not for 1 second, had a moment of worrying. He was like, what are you worrying about? We'll be fine. He was like, we're going to get there in time. We'll get to the end. The queue will go. It will start moving. We'll get through passport control just at the end of the boarding queue. It'll be perfect. We won't have to wait and everything's going to be amazing. And I was like, look, you've just drunk a glass of red wine. You've just had an ice cream. You had a cocktail before that. You're in chill alcohol mode. I am uptight. I'm tired and I'm hungry. And I am stressed. So the queue wasn't moving and we were just standing there. So it was about 10 minutes. We were just standing there and hadn't moved. And I was looking at the guys who were doing the passport stamp and letting people through the passport control. And they were so chill. They were chatting. They were laughing. This is the speed at which they picked up the passports. It was wonderful. If you're not in a rush, it was just the most amazing thing to watch. They pick up the passport, they look at it, they look at each other, they have a little laugh, they pick up the stamp, they hold the stamp over it, they have a little chat, they look back, and you can see the people standing there looking at their passports like, yes, come on, and they're like, stamp. And that's a fast version of what they would. Honestly, it was so slow. And then they put it down, press a button or something, give the passport back. Yes, carry on. And there was 3 men. There was 3 people at passport control. They closed the e-passport control automated barriers, so you could just, the ones you can go scan yourself. I don't know why, but they closed those. There was just 3 men letting through this entire queue. And I don't know what happened. Some sort of miracle happened where it just, the queue moved. Even with them doing this at the slowest pace I've ever seen in my life, the most relaxed pace, we got through this queue. It was maybe 8:15 when we got through. We got to the end of the boarding line, pretty much. It was exactly how Rowan said it would be. We just walked through. We joined the end of the boarding line. We wandered onto the plane. There was no stress. Everything. I had no reason to be stressed the whole time. And I was 100% stressed. Like enough to have just like a small meltdown. And the moral of the story is just relax. It's going to be fine, I think. I don't know. Maybe don't relax. The fact that I wasn't relaxed made us get the plane on time. So maybe be a bit unrelaxed. But don't get stressed about it. Just set an alarm. Just make sure you're through passport control. So, that was the fun story of nearly missing the flight. We did nearly miss it, really, in terms of if we hadn't got in the queue at that point, the plane probably would have taken off without us. The lady assured me that wouldn't happen, but I felt like it was going to happen. But it didn't. The flight was wonderful, peaceful. I haven't really flown with BA, British Airways. To give you, here in the UK, you fly with EasyJet. EasyJet is the cheap one. It's the one everyone flies with. And it is always unbelievably hectic. A dreadful experience. They lose your luggage. The whole plane just basically feels like it's held together with like masking tape. And it's always hectic. It is just so hectic. I've had such bad experiences with EasyJet over and over again with them losing luggage, and they add a bunch of extra costs on. So by the time you've actually bought everything, you end up spending probably nearly as much as you would, or more, than just getting the basics for a BA flight. BA is a completely different plane. You've got like spacious, comfortable, almost leather feeling seats compared to EasyJet, which just feels like you're crammed in on top of each other with no leg room, and it's just such a different experience. And so we flew this time with BA. We just decided, you know what, let's just do the minimum with BA but have a nice experience rather than doing the EasyJet thing that we've done for every holiday for my entire life pretty much. It was a totally different experience, to the point where they come down the aisles at the beginning and they give you a packet of biscuits each. You get 2 chocolate digestives at the beginning of your flight. What? You dream of such a thing on EasyJet flight. On EasyJet flight, you have to pay just to breathe, just for them to put oxygen into the cabin. Everything is extra on EasyJet, says Beaver Baz. Yes, the last time I took an EasyJet flight, at the end of the flight we landed, and they were like, everyone stand up and walk to one end of the plane, because the plane needed balancing out. So they got us to stand up and balance out the plane. It was so funny. And they had like 2 cabin crew on for this whole plane the last time. Honestly, the last time I was on EasyJet, I swore I'd never do it again because it was so bad. It was so bad. Honestly, I have good reason to roast EasyJet. EasyJet has been so bad to me so many times. I've had such a terrible time with EasyJet, and all I can do now is sing BA's praises, because oh my god, it was so smooth. The captain just had an air of just both flights just so calm. The takeoff and landing was wonderful. I got to say, the cabin crew have always been fantastic on EasyJet. I can't say the cabin crew haven't been good. They've been so good on EasyJet, and they are. But it's just the fact that they're understaffed. The poor them. They're working their absolute arses off to keep an entire plane of very disgruntled passengers happy, which is an impossible task. And that's one thing I will say for EasyJet. The cabin crew are fantastic and working super hard, and poor them. Because my God, but with BA, it's just there's just no stress. Oh my God, it was so worth. I don't know how much extra it would have been. Maybe I think it wasn't that much difference. I think it might have been like a £20 difference, £30 maybe. I don't know. I didn't make a mental note of the difference, but it was a little bit more for BA, but 100% worth it. Oh my God. Carousel has tipped £5. Bless your face. It's a pleasure to have you here with us today. You say June is busting out all over the meadow and the hill, and just as buds are busting out of bushes and romping rivers push every wheel that wheels beside the mill, hearts are busting with delight at Venus's return to Twitch. Welcome back, Carousel. Thank you. What a beautiful poem that was. Oh my goodness gracious me. I love this time of year. I love that everything is just so alive, and the roses are out and the trees are green and the animals are all so happy. Absolutely magical. May Teresa says, welcome to Venus Airlines. You must arrive 8 to 10 hours before your flight check-in time. Queues will be multiple switchbacks with several crossings crossing each other. If you do not arrive at the pre-boarding post-security area at least 3 hours before the flight, you will have to take a later flight. Thank you for flying with high anxiety Venusian Airlines. This is so correct. We understand you have many choices in airlines, and apparently you've made the wrong one. Thank you. Mate, I would absolutely make that airline. That's so good. Oh, it made me cry. It was so funny. I'm such an anxious I'm getting better, only because Rowan's so chill. If you travel with someone that's really chill, it's so good for you if you're anxious. I'm crying from that, mate. Got tears rolling down my face, and I'm becoming a less anxious traveller, but in the right circumstances I go straight back to high anxiety. I'm not good with flying. I don't like it. Do not like it. Super tense. Not because I think the plane's going to crash, but because I'm claustrophobic and I don't like not being in control. I'm a control freak in terms of the space that I'm in, which I think is maybe claustrophobic, but I can deal with being in relatively small spaces if I'm in control of it. It's the lack. I'm just not good at not being in control of my physical surroundings. So being stuck anywhere. Being stuck on the boat, I struggle with that. Just the fact that you can't get off and just leave. I'm fine with trains because they have many stops and I can get off whenever I want. But and driving, I'm fine because I can stop the car and get out. It's just so fine. But a plane, oh God, the fact that you're committed to that, you can't leave. You're in there. No matter what happens, you are on that plane. Dominique says, I'm not an anxiety traveller. I switch into super organised, rational thinking mode, and then I'm just exhausted once we arrive. Dominique, I kind of go into that mode, especially if I'm the one in control of the situation in terms of leading the group or taking someone somewhere. I turn into that. I'm super efficient, but it's led by an anxiety for it to be perfect and not to miss anything. So it's like mega organised, and then bam, dead like you. I just get tired. So I can relate to that. It's so exhausting to be super organised. It's much better to just be like, oh, whatever happens, happens, and to have that attitude, but to be organised at the same time, which I have not nailed. I'm a mixture of organised and anxious, but I'm working on it. I'm doing better. Kenta says, I travelled Sweden, Malaysia with only hand luggage and everything went so smooth. Oh my God. Kentai, amazing. Yes, taking hand luggage is great. Checking bags is well, the thing was, the last time I had a flight with EasyJet, I took only hand baggage, but because I was at the end of the queue, they took my hand baggage and they checked it and they lost it. And so I had to pay for them to check it. They gave me no choice. They said, because you're at the end of the queue, you now have to pay £30 per bag. It might have been more. And you've got to have them checked. You've got no choice on this. So we did, because we had no choice. And then they lost our bags. This was on the way back from my best friend's wedding. The best friend, in fact, that I just went away with. And they lost the bag of me and my friend, two of our friends. And they made all of us pay to get our bags lost, when we'd already paid for our flight and ticked the just hand baggage thing, but because they filled up the space, we got penalised for no reason, and it was insane. And they lost it. We were so mad, and they had no one there at the other end to then sort it out with. We went to the place of the reclaim, and there was just no one there, just papers, just forms scattered across the floor, where you could sort of take the form. But there was no one there to tell you what to do or where to put the form. I can't really remember what happened. It was insane. We did get the bags back in the end, but after quite a long time. It was mad, and that was the last. Well, that actually wasn't the last time I took EasyJet, but that was one of the times where I said I'll never do it again. I then did it 2 more times after that, and then I have decided to never do it again. EasyJet can get in the bin. Okay, I'm sorry, EasyJet, but you done me dirty too many times, and BA have done me so good. Exactly, Eilish. That means the plane will crash if you don't let us take these bags. Well, it probably does. I mean, the problem is, they just, when you can't fit any more bags in, you can't, but they shouldn't then charge you. They should just take the bags, put them in the hold, and say, sorry, we can't fit these in the main thing. It's a weight thing. It's crazy. It's the whole thing's crazy. Flying is terrifying. It's so scary. But what a magical thing that we get to do it. I know it's an amazing privilege to be able to fly. Like, wow. We live in a time where we can just get in the air and go to another country. But it doesn't mean I like it. I do not like flying. If I didn't have to ever fly, I wouldn't. But taking a boat would be way worse. So flying it is. Kentai, I don't know how you do months at sea. Honestly, when you get back, Kentai, is the whole world just moving for you? Just like everything moving forever? Because the whole night after just being on the boat for 2 hours, the whole world was moving for me and many of the people who did it. Can I say that? Yep. And do you not mind it? Does that not bother you? How do you deal with that? It's awful feeling. I was just so discombobulated. Riven says, Venus, I love you. Welcome back. Thank you, Riven. How are you, my love? It's a pleasure to have you here. Good Times says, good morning from North Idaho, USA. Good morning, Good Times. It's a pleasure to have you here. Or buongiorno, if we're going to speak in, seeing as we're having an Italian-themed stream today. I'm even wearing an Italian holiday dress. Well, I say it's Italian. It's not, but it could be. Maybe it is. I don't know. This was given to me. Baltic Sailor says, I did a flight to Canada/Halifax for work in May with Lufthansa and Discovery. The flight there was good and on time, and the flight back, they said they had some software breakdown and they had to do some work around sorry, I've lost it. They had to do some work around or checking by hand for people and baggage. I was so sure I wouldn't get my baggage back with the second delay, the rebook connecting flight and all. But it did arrive at my final destination. It sometimes just feels so unlikely, doesn't it, that you're going to get your bag back? Sometimes it just feels like, nope, there's no way I'm going to ever see that again. The captain of the ship, thank you for that £5 donation. You say, ahoy there, Venus. Me and my crew hope that you enjoyed a well-deserved break during the past week and are delighted to see you back. May fair winds and flowing seas and following seas be with you. By the way, we love the clamshell earrings that you're wearing today. Thank you so much. Thank you, the captain of the ship. You're so very kind and so very brave being out at sea all the time, Captain. Maid Therese says, no worries. I'm sure people will still have similar but different complaints when they're waiting to be teleported to their destinations. Travel is wonderful. Travel is wonderful and travelling is the worst. Right, exactly. It blows my mind that there are people who are completely at ease with the entire, and in fact enjoy the experience of the actual travelling part. Because I know many people who love that part and feel absolutely at ease and enjoy the plane ride, enjoy the airport experience. I love it all. No, I do not, and I don't think I ever will. Maybe I will. Maybe I will become Zen master traveller. I would love that. I would love to just be able to enjoy it all, but I go into survival mode and always get back just feeling like I've been to war. Been to war with everything. Dominique says, my partner forgot their bag on the EasyJet plane and we had to run around the airport for 2 hours, but we finally got it back. Oh, God, what a nightmare. There's so many things that can go wrong. There's so many different nightmares to be had. Dominic says, May Trade, we were very happy the bag was unloaded at the airport, otherwise we wouldn't have found it. At least Schiphol is organised enough. What's Schiphol? I've not heard of this one. Is that I'm assuming that's an airline. I don't know very many airline names really. I just know the very few that I've travelled with. The few that are just the standard ones that all the Brits use to travel around Europe, which is BA, Ryanair, EasyJet. I was with a different one to go to Ireland, and I remember it being awesome, and they did some sort of raffle on board and we won the raffle, and I just kept winning raffle ticket after raffle ticket, but the winning was to win another raffle ticket, and I just kept winning raffle tickets. I don't think I won anything in the end, but it's just more raffle tickets. It was so exciting. That was a good time. What would that have been? I don't know. One of the island airlines. So much fun. I remember having an absolute hoot on that one. Eilish says, I remember flying to Hawaii my first time during a strike, an A330 and just 5 of us. An A330, I don't know what that means. Major says, sheep pole, what's the sheep dance? What the sheep dance around... Hang on, wait, what? Watch the sheep dance around in spring for the festival. Is that what sheep pole is? Because I love the sound of that. It's like a maypole for sheep. That is a beautiful thought. I love that thought. Hello to I am Mr. Paul. It's wonderful to have you here. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoy it. Eilish says it's a big plane. Wait, so a massive plane did you say for 6 of you? Hang on. For 5 of you. Whoa, that must have been heaven. You always feel like you've won the lottery when you get a free seat next to you. It's happened to me maybe once or twice on the plane where there's a free seat and you can just kind of like sit. Not like this. You can just relax a little bit. It doesn't happen often though, or at least not in the flights that I've taken. The flights I've taken have all been sort of fairly major holiday destination travel to Europe vibe. I've never left Europe. They've always been absolutely chock-a-block, packed full of Brits going on their holiday. Because we often all go to the same places, so that each flight is packed. It had 2 aisles and you saw no one. No way. It also blows my mind that you get like double-decker planes, right? With upstairs and downstairs and like bars and stuff. That's crazy. Am I imagining that? Was that just the Concorde? Oh, I think that happens now. I think you get freaking crazy massive planes. Ray Ray has been on a plane only twice in my life. Second trip was normal, but the first one, of all places, Russia, 17 hours flight, and that was quite an experience. 17 hours flight. Did you have a stopover? You must have. Surely they stopped to fuel. That is long. One of the girls coming on this trip last week had a stopover. flying from somewhere else in Europe, and it made it such a nightmare for her, because then if you have to do a little stopover for such a short flight, it's just like triples your time, because you've got to stop and land and get off and wait and embark again and do the whole business. And on the way back, she nearly missed the second one because the first one was delayed. So it was a whole rigmarole. Is that a word? That's definitely a word I've heard of in my life. I think it means like a thing. It means like, I don't know. What does it mean? It means like a confusion. A whole thing. Anyway, Jesus, I've been going for nearly 2 hours. What's been happening? It's because I've just been chatting away, just telling you the holiday vibes. I've gone into holiday mode, Beans. So, God, how on earth has this happened? Well, Beans, I've had a wonderful time. You've given me such a beautiful welcome back, honestly. I've missed you all so much this week. It's so hard not to stream. And I know mentally it'd be very good for my brain to go out of the country and see new things, and I'm going to have grown a bit as a person and become a bit more maybe relaxed as a person. I've conquered some fears, such as going on a boat. I had a fear of going on boats, and I did go on a boat, and my fears were confirmed. I'll put it that way. But I did it. I wouldn't do it again. I don't think I'll ever go on a boat again. At least not that kind of boat. I'd go on a rowboat. Maybe a boat I was in control of, like a speedboat. But anyway, I did some stuff this week. I missed all of you so much. Oh my God. I can't even tell you how much I missed you all. Missed streaming and talking to you, Beans, and I'm so happy with being able to do this. I can't believe I get to do this. What an absolute dream. So thank you, everybody, for being so unbelievably wonderful. P-Turks, hang on, let's have another little... I'm enjoying all these stories. P-Turks says, a friend of mine flew from Manchester with a college group, but her suitcase didn't reach the destination. Phone calls, forms, shopping for new clothes, etc. But no case. She arrived back in Manchester a week later with her new luggage and noticed a pile of cases in the corner of the carousel room, and there was her original case. So she took it, and the airlines still think it's lost, so still paid up. Oh my God. So she got compensated for the lost bag. Well, I'm glad they did that, because I mean she had to spend all that money on new things, so it's actually good that she managed to get compensated, because she had to buy all the clothes for her trip. It's really a massive, terrible thing to happen if you're going on, especially a long holiday where you've packed all of your essentials and you don't have any of it when you get there, and you've got to buy new. It's terrible. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm glad they compensated your friend, because my God. Yeah, I don't like flying, but I'm sure I'll do it many more times in my life, and hopefully it'll be a good time. It's scary. Flying freaks me out. Although one of the people I went on holiday with, the husband of my best friend, is training to be a pilot, so maybe he'll just sort of for at least some trips just fly us around in that. You know what? I think I'd find that more scary. I think a small plane would freak me out. Oh God, let's not think about it. You know what? These are thoughts for another time. These are worries for another day. For now, I'm on firm ground, terra firma. I shall remain here for the near future, at least. I got no more trips planned, so I'm just going to stay put. I'm just going to sit here and sing for you all for the next however long. So, Beans, thank you as ever to my incredible team of moderators for taking such excellent care of me and all of the beans. You are just the best. I love you all so much. Honestly, I missed you all with my whole heart and soul. I'm so excited to be back. So the next planned stream is Thursday. I was thinking of making it Tuesday night, but because my voice is dodge, I will I'm gonna leave it till Thursday, and if by some miracle I'm in good voice on Tuesday, I might add in Tuesday, but that'll just be a maybe. So I'll announce that on the day if I can do that. But for now, it's till Thursday, with the hopes that I'm just going to be able to nurse this voice into... I think travel has probably made it a little worse, at least yesterday, being on the plane. So we'll see if by Thursday it's perfection. And I hope all of you have a wonderful start to your week. I will, of course, be keeping up to date with you on all the different socials. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, the Discord, so we shan't be actually apart. I can't wait for the next show. I don't want to wait till Thursday, so hopefully my voice will come back before then, and it won't sound like this croaky little frog that we've got today. I love you all. Let's go find ourselves a fantabulous raid target, shall we? Shall we indeed? I think we shall. Who have we got live today? Oh, many fabulous, wonderful people. Today we're going to go and raid the absolutely gorgeous Missy Socks. I love Missy to bits and pieces. She is such a wonderful musician. She deserves all the love and support. Thank you, Captain of the Ship, for that £5 donation. You're so kind. You say, oh, please do not say that you'll never go on a boat again, Venus. You would splinter the hearts with oak with me and my crew. Please do know that you will always be our honorary part of our crew. Welcome aboard at any time. You are a priceless treasure. Thank you, Captain of the Ship. You're so kind. And look, maybe I would consider at least visiting your ship. Maybe whilst it's anchored to the place where you anchor boats. What's it called? The port. Whilst it's at the port, I'll come on board. Catnip, thank you for 28 months. Bless your face. Thank you so much. Thank you, Eilish, for that 100 bit. You say dock. Yes, dock port. Yeah, well, whilst it's docked at the port, I think is probably how I say it. Okay, you lovely beans. I miss you all already. I love you with my whole heart and soul. I can't wait for the next stream. Hopefully it'll be Tuesday, but I think most probably, given the state of my voice at the moment, it's probably going to be Thursday. Okay, beautifuls. I love you. I miss you. I'll see you all very soon. Have a fantastic rest of your Sunday. And also, honey, enjoy your cheesecake. Happy birthday, my loves. Okay, beans. Mwah. Over and outro.
So comes a tune to the color of you. Does it seem too soon to feel the way that we do? You stay with me under a swathe of stars. You